You're listening to Beauty, Strength, and Dominance, the official podcast of Lingerie Fighting Championships. And now, here's your host, Michael Larkin.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another edition of Beauty, Strength, and Dominance, the official LFC Lingerie Fighting Championships podcast. My name is Mike Larkin, and joining me today, man, if you are a fan of a lot of the great LFC prospects, you may remember this face right here. She was a part of LFC Madness 3, and she did quite well in that tournament, and here she is back with us now, a whole different look, looking good. She's got the blonde, she's vibing, she's styling and profiling, the one and only Miss London Storm. How are you, London?
Good. How are you? I miss you.
I miss
Hi.
No, hey, I mean, it's been a while, folks. The last time you and I recorded a show was around this time last year in 2022. So if you fans want to go back and watch it for my LFC peeps out there, go to the VIP section on lfcfights.com. You can also check out this face right over here on the Roku channel. So if you want to check it out on LFC Network on Roku to check out our first interview and talk about LFC Madness, you can check that out. But from that time period to where we are now, first and foremost, I look at you, you're glowing, you're looking good, the smile, you're very happy. I'm so happy to see you because you could definitely tell you've been through a lot. You've been through the highs and the lows, but you're here, and I'm so happy for you. I truly am.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here. Thank you.
Now, let's start this off here because, my God, something that came across my feed and something that you were even doing. Let's even talk about this from LFC to the Cage Fighter, Steel Cage
Yes.
City Rage, Spearmint Rhinos, July 29th. Your face is on the poster. London Storm, Cage Fighter, with that title right there with it. How did that come into fruition for you? That's awesome.
Yes, I'm so excited. It was funny. A friend of mine messaged me out of nowhere and was just like, I got a weird question for you. And I was like, okay. And a lot of his friends are the ones that run the production for it. And he's like, since I know you did some of the LFC stuff and they're looking for fighters. And I was like, okay. And then once I read what it was about, I was like, hell yeah. So it's just a new experience. And I'm excited to do it. I've been training, so that's why I got bruises a little bit on me, like just stuff, but it's coming up this weekend. And I've never cage fought before, so it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be my first time ever doing it. And I'm the first fight of the night, which is exciting.
Well, first of all, opening bout, you set the tone for the evening, and I know you will set that tone well. I mean, we talk about bruises in training. I think a lot of people don't even realize this, and I equate this to LFC all the time. One of the great things about what we do, and especially the art form, and especially cage fighting, bare knuckle, hit him with the right, hit him with the left. Hello, I can't wait to see your strikes and your combinations here. I know you're going to be training real hard, but a lot of people also don't realize that goes into a lot with LFC. I mean, you look at lingerie, we talk about feeling good and looking good, but there's more
Right.
into it. And I think that's what a lot of people kind of take away from the LFC. And people don't even realize, even in cage fighting, the amount of stuff that goes into it. It's not just the strikes and the craft that it is of going into those strikes, but it's the work you put in. And I know you've been putting in the work, so I can't wait to see your debut.
Oh my gosh, just the breathing and the cardio mainly is it's intense. I died the first week because it was 4 hours once a day, and I'm just like, it was all breathing and just kept going. I'm just like, I can't do this. Like but I can breathe so good now. But it's a lot of just balance and blocking, and it's a lot different than the LFC. There's we're not on the ground as much, and other things I've done in the past, like sessions and everything. It's a completely different dynamic and a different workout routine. Just because you're not in shape, but it was intense and I enjoy it. And now it's getting easier and I just love it. It taught me a lot more block moves and just more defense. And I'm just excited. I don't know. It's been a new journey, new experience. So I'm
Well,
willing to do it. And hopefully I don't get hurt too bad. We'll see.
Well, let's put this out here. You are very much an accoutrement, if you will. We got the sessions wrestling side of thing because you did partake in some wrestling, and now you're doing a cage fighting. I think with you and your mindset now, because you put out a video talk about being happy, which even I'm going to say right now touched my heart. But with
Yeah.
what you're welcome, but what you're doing, man, I think you could tell. I mean, you want to expand your horizons. There's a different variety with everything. So, I mean, it's going to be new, and a lot of people would be very apprehensive about that. But I think you're going in full throttle to this. I think that's the only way to go in life, you know?
Yes, you got me chills. But yes, I agree. It's like every time there's a little hiccup that happened, it was like something else pulled away and then something else came back. And it's always still like women fighting, like for promotion of the beauty dominance of their strength. So I'm like, I'm strong. I'm proving I'm strong and, I'm ready to go. And I just hope I can inspire others to do so as well. Like, doesn't matter what type of opportunity, but just keep fighting for yourself and you'll get better.
Beautifully said and beautifully stated. Now, we'll talk about LFC here, folks, because the last time we saw you, we mentioned LFC Madness 3. You came very far in the tournament, and now you're back ready to rock and ready to go in, like we mentioned, full throttle. For you seeing the LFC product, I know you've seen a lot of this stuff going on now, LFC on Roku, and now we are on 2B TV. LFC has been really blowing up with its past and current and present events. I got to ask you, what do you think, just watching the progression of LFC from late last year to where you are now? That's got to be inspiring you more to even get back into it now, and especially with everything that's gone on within this past year. I know you're ready to get back in there and get into the LFC ranks and finally make that debut of yours.
Yes, I'm excited. It's gotten a lot bigger than I thought within last year. And like I said, the whole reason why I jumped on this cage thing is like, I want to get back into LFC, and I was talking about it, and we've discussed it before, through text and stuff. And it's just one of those things that like, I miss it, and to see how big they're getting and to see it be promoted on TV more, it just reaches out to more people and more women to get out there, be tough, be strong, and don't lose your courage. You got this. And I'm just wanting to be part of a big dynamic that promotes that. And you guys are a wonderful place to do it. That's the main thing you do. And you guys are known for that. So it's labeled as LFC Network. And I think it's beautiful. And as long as I can participate to promote beautiful and health and growth in women, I'm going to do it. So
I think what's great about it too is, I mean, a lot of the girls, and I think what's great about the crop of town, especially that we have now, we had Holly Dunaway come in, who's a 4-time kickboxing champion, come in. We've seen Kira Batara come from the Bellator MMA world to the LFC world. There's a mixture of that. And I think as in the title, it's a little bit of MMA, a little bit of wrestling, and a little bit of clothing. I think that dynamic right there, not just empowerment, but you see what these girls have gone through, whether it be trauma or just uniqueness of wanting to feel empowered. I think everybody's story has to be told, doesn't matter what it is. If you provide that platform, you make the most of that platform. You know what I'm saying? It's very much, I'm going to go into it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know what? I'm going to do this, but I'm going to even do it better. It's all about amplifying your character with the subtleties, intricacies, and nuances. And I certainly think with a name like London Storm, London Bridge, they go down like to Fergie. So, I mean, you got the Storm, you got the London.
song, no.
Yes. All right.
I hear it everywhere. And I'm like, please stop. Please.
Hey, man, it's a doggone good song, but I think
it is. I catch myself still dancing to it as I say, please stop. And I'm just like, bridge, go down. I can't stop. So
London Bridge, and we go down like, yep. All right. Okay. That should be your theme song now. London Storm coming out the London Bridge. There you go.
Oh my gosh. I will do it one time. Once. One time.
But I think they say it's all in the name, and I know you certainly would bring that storm and rock you like a hurricane, if you will, to quote the Scorpions. And
I would do that one. I would do that one.
Yep. Okay. All right. Fair enough. Now, for you, London Storm, the amazing thing about this podcast is we get to find out so many amazing talents, female inspiring talents, and amazing people like yourself. You look at the Ellen Lingerie Fighting Championships. Lingerie says it all: sexiness, internal and external beauty, and a whole lot of sexiness and voluptuosity factor. So I got to ask you, as I ask a lot of the girls, it's more than just going out and making the most of your entrance, applying your craft in the ring, what have you. I got to ask you, from the lingerie side of things, what is London Storm's choice of lingerie? What kind of lingerie are you into, Miss London Storm?
So like, I just like the little booty shorts that are lacy and stuff, but you got to keep it a tease a little bit. You don't just want to go out there full throttle. That's how I feel. I'm sneaky. They say I'm sneaky when I fight, so I'm sneaky with a tease. And that's just how I like to keep it.
All right, fair enough. I got to say, first and foremost, there's nothing wrong with some booty shorts for it, folks. I got to tell you, first and foremost, if you could give me like the Britney Spears, like when she's in the gym with the basketball, hit me, baby, one more time, like those little booty.
I do that look. Actually, like right now, I mean, I have my leggings on, but
yep.
This is like my daily look now. That's all I've been wearing. So,
first of all, that is fly. And if there's any look to get, it's the Britney Spears baby one more time look. Are you kidding me? Somebody put on from Sometimes I Run, Sometimes I Hide. You drive me crazy. You got to have the green going on with the pants.
I will totally do it for you, Mike. I promise. Hey, I will work for you.
Hey, please do. I got to say, first and foremost, that's not a bad look, folks. And everybody's like, oh, come on, that's 24 years old. It was a look, and it's still in. Stop it. Stop it.
I rock that look all the time. So yes, I just gotta get the exact color of Britney's for you. So
fair enough. But yeah, no, that's the style right there. And isn't it funny even to think about it, how we always talk about nostalgia, because nostalgia's in, whether you want to admit it or not. How much stuff that we had growing up in the 90s to where it is now, everything's like coming back, right?
I think it cycles. It's like an endless rotation. It is. I see all this stuff. Like my mom used to wear these leggings, right? When I was a kid, but it had like the little bungee thing under the foot. And I was like, I'm never gonna wear those. Those are ridiculous. My daily outfit is leggings, and but they just don't have that little sling that holds the foot in. So it's like, it does repeat itself. It might change up a little bit, but it comes back always. So don't ever throw away your clothes. It will always recycle.
And I think that's also what makes you you. And that's what I love about you, such vibrancy with your spirit. So we got to talk about this here because you, my friend, we got to talk about this outlook here, the external beauty as a part of the beauty, strength, and dominance. First and foremost, you really altered your look. You've altered your personality. You've altered just this vibrancy about it. And I love it. I could tell just by your energy and your aura that we see here on screen. So I got to ask you, from where we are last year to where we are now, talk about going through that journey, because again, we talk about you rocking the Britney vibes, but also at the same time the blonde and everything. It's a whole new look, it's a whole new outlook, and you really have come into your own. So let's talk about this journey here, because you have certainly had the journey, Ms. London Storm.
It's been crazy. Like I thought, I've had a long journey. But this last year, literally this last year was my final growth period in my journey. I feel, a lot of things came to closure that I didn't realize I needed. And I just honestly, I focused on weeding out the negativity that was causing in my life, like around me. And some of it had to be like close personal, some of it had to be family, but when you know. And I noticed when I let those people out, or those things out, or those habits or places, little things were coming back good. Like I was meeting more genuine people, or the good ones were staying in my life. And then opportunities out of nowhere that people recognize, my growth and my shine. And all it was like, I literally had to bring myself back to who I was. Life can be very cruel and hard, and it does change people. And it's sad. But the thing is though too, you just got to remember, I'm blessed and grateful that I'm still here. I put my feet down on the ground every morning and get up. And I still have a life that I can live and focus on and succeed at. So when these opportunities arise now, I'm just like, slow progress is progress. Like I said in my video, it's genuine, it's real. And, I found my faith again, and prayer does work. You just got to stay positive. As corny as it sounds, those methods work. Wake up every day, look in the mirror, say 3 things positive about yourself. Set yourself just one goal, whether it's a baby goal for the day. It's slow, but you need that nurturing, that progress of being slow. And again, I said in my video that on social media also that I finally don't wake up in survival mode. Like I feel happy when I wake up. I feel natural waking up and just doing my normal day things and getting ready for the day. And that is the biggest blessing in the world. And that was my biggest accomplishment. And I just woke up happy. And here I am. So
what I love about that too as well, and you and I have had this discussion as well, and I've been honest with my people as well. I was in a very dark period in 2020 to 2021. I always say this. I mean, if you're going through something, not only just talk to people, and may sound very cliche and corny, but also at the same time, I think you don't want to lose your faith. And I always say that, just because God has a plan for each and every one of us. And like TD Jake says, stop chasing people who are leaving. Once you let them people go out of your life and just you do you, it's really very much grateful, and it's very rewarding, and it's very empowering. But also at the same time, like you talk about, you wake up happy. I think it's a blessing every day that we wake up, because we never know what the day is going to bring to us. I think that's the right mindset to have. And I think, like you talk about opportunities, if you start just want to say complacent, stay here, then you don't have an opportunity to go here. You don't have the doors opening for you. So I think you have the right mindset, and I think that's going to continue to see you prosper and do a lot of amazing things.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Now, moving on here as well, folks, not only has Miss London Storm grown, and she's fighting, she's kicking ass, she's taking names, hit him with the right, hit him with the left, give me a kick, just don't hit me in the you-know-what, you know what I'm saying? No low blows. I mean, you got this cage fight. There it is. Okay. So... and I love it. I think just the fighting aspect too, and I can't wait to see what goes down here on July 29th and as well in the LFC. Now you look at the Lingerie Fighting Championship roster as well. You have Holly Dunaway, you got Bella Rockefeller, you got Bella Madison here, you got Sheena the Hungarian Hurricane Bathory. I think for you, there's so many different matchups for you, and I can't wait to see who you are paired against, whether it be a prospect or a fighter. I know whether you're going to be, if it's Vegas or what have you, I know, because that's the home base for LFC. I can't wait to see you doing your thing in the 702 to make a pop culture reference, where my girl's at from the front to back. I know it's feeling that. Put one hand up. Can you repeat that?
Up. Can you repeat that?
Trying to take my man. See, I don't need that. So don't check. Check yourself. I love it. So
we just became best friends for life.
We will always be best friends for life. I got you. All right now. But yeah, no, the LFC, I think you're definitely going to have a great market. I know. Is there anybody that you've been eyeing? Because I know you've seen Bella Rockefeller and you've seen a lot of the girls. Anyone that really kind of had to like interest in? Or are you just like, hey, throw them up, I'll knock them down? Because I know there's a great mindset that goes into it.
I do have one, but I'm keeping it a secret. But I'm ready just to like experience every type of woman's style of fighting or aggression. I'm hungry and I'm excited. Like I'm excited to go in the cage and take the hit because it's just one of those things that is just a beautiful way to see how they healed themselves. Because I'm telling you, women are doing this to help promote other women to heal, and that's been hurt and trauma. And it's just it's beautiful poetry to me to see how other women fight and their styles and how they come at you. So I want to experience it all. I do. So come at me. Let's do this.
Come at me, like it. Bold words, bold words. I like it. No, but that's the thing too, and I think a lot of people don't even realize this. Like, it's kind of a sick feeling, but it's also very a cool feeling, rewarding. When you get hit, that adrenaline keeps going, and you want to see how I can apply the. So I can understand that. A lot of people may find that to be sick, but I'm like, once you actually get into the trenches here, whether it be wrestling, MMA,
it's so fun, and you feel so good.
Yes, and
like you're laying there dead, can't breathe, and it's like I feel so amazing. Like
it's a punishment, but it's worth it. And I think if you're like we talk about evoking emotions and eliciting reactions, I'm sure that's what you want to do on July 29th, man, being the opening bout. I mean, you want to get the party started, as Pink once sang off her Misunderstood album. I know you want to get the party started.
I'm so afraid I'm gonna go in there and I'm gonna like be all cool and walk in. I'm gonna trip but I'm so excited to do so if I do.
I think with your journey too as well, like obviously this is a different from being a sessions wrestler and now being a cage fighter. But I always want to ask you because I've seen a lot of the session stuff. You did some stuff very briefly there, but I think it was great that you got into it as well because you got to learn some holds and you got to work with amazing people like Miss Delight Dela Cruz and so many here. Yes, she's the best. Shout out to Delight. And I wanted to ask you, man, is sessions something that you would also want to continue to do or get back into? Or are you more focused like LFC cage? What are you thinking? Because the possibilities are endless.
I'm thinking about it, like the sessions has been like, but then the cage thing happened. I'm kind of like, ooh, so I think I'm still gonna hold on to sessions as a possibility, but I just kind of want to see where this cage thing's gonna go first. Because if the cage thing with LFC and stuff goes, I just want to put my 100% full dedication into it and just reach the stars with it. So
all right.
I want to fight cage. We're just going to keep fighting the cage. Honestly, it's so fun. I just want to keep doing it.
I love your exuberance and I love your excitement. And I think a lot of people need to have it. You're welcome. But that's the thing too. And I'm going to say this right now for me, and I know you got to see the photos. And for those who have not seen it, LFC 35 and 36, I had the chance to ring announce both of the booty camp events. Like I'm going to tell you something right now. There's a lot of nerves that go into it because it's different doing it like this. But when you're in front of people, oh my goodness. But also at the same time, knowing how, and I think a lot of people don't realize this, when you're pronouncing the words and the emphasis of your verbiage and your speak and how everything comes out verbatim, you want everybody to feel like this is a big fight, feel like you're in for something special. So I always talk about evoking emotions and eliciting reactions, and I'm sure you will in the cage fight and also when you continue to it. Because if you look at it, and I always say this quote, and I think you can agree with me because we are both on the same levels here, life is an art form and we are all applying our crafts and we all got to continue to apply it in amazing fashion, right?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
And for you, I think applying your craft, whether it's taking hit or getting hit, I cannot wait to see. Now, do we have your opponent announced yet, or what's the dealio? What's going on with that bout?
I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say my opponent yet, so we're just gonna keep it at that. But after the 29th, those who didn't get to see it, I'll announce everything. But no, it's just there's I know it's amateur level, so I haven't even found out her exact name yet. I might have been told, but I don't remember it. But we all get to meet each other the day before and stuff like that. So it'll be fine. But we're paired up with like basically what they feel our body weights are and strength levels are. So
fair enough. Now I will say this. We'll just put it like this. It doesn't even matter a name because London Storm's the only name that matters. See, there's some traffic.
Hey, there it is.
But fair enough. The links will be in the description as well and the poster as well. So everybody can check out London on the 29th coming up very soon. Very exciting times. And now, as far as I'm going to say this with LFC, we talk about Tubi TV and the LFC, the network on Roku. Now, you were getting to see a lot of the VIP works as well. You got to see LFC. The last Back to the Mansion show on the 37 was in Las Vegas at the ballroom, the Sapphire Ballroom. Sapphire Ballroom, what have you. Isn't it amazing just to see so many places around Vegas, whether it's a ballroom or if it's the FSW Arena or so many places, that those particular venues in the fight capital of the world really doesn't matter where it's at. There's going to be a party. You know what I'm saying? Making the most of your time, right?
Yes, absolutely. This is going to be huge too. I'm so excited.
All righty. Now, definitely check it out. And I'm going to put this over here about Pennsylvania because we mentioned Vegas, but PA, shout out to the city of brotherly love. Pennsylvania as well. You look at the Northeast with wrestling and fighting as well. There's so many people that came out of it. You look at people like Kurt Angle, broken freaking neck. We're talking about Olympic gold medalist that did his thing in the professional wrestling world. There's so many athletes that came there, the legendary Bruno Sammartino. But for you, man, like I got to say, PA is really doing its thing on the Northeast, really showcasing, showing up and show out from the fighting styles as well, you know?
I know, I'm excited. Pennsylvania needs more people to come up in a positive fighting way. They're always singers like Christina Aguilera and all this. No, we need more fighters. So
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with some Christina coming in, put on some come on over, baby. Maybe a little genie in a bottle, maybe a little what a girl wants, maybe a little fighter, maybe a little I turn to you. You know what I'm saying? A little candy man, sweet sugar.
one song at a time, bud. One song at a time.
All right. I'm just saying Christina had a bunch of hits.
Dude, she does and still does. She's amazing. No one's gonna top her. Her voice, that's different. That's from an angel. This doesn't like.
Oh, absolutely. And it's funny because somebody put on YouTube, and I'll go into the pop culture realm here. So early Mickey Mouse Club, like early 90s, there was her.
Yeah.
She was singing Another Sad Love Song by Tony Braxton, and she was probably like 12 or 13 at the time. And she still sounded so good at 13 than when we saw her later on.
Those notes don't exist anywhere but in her voice box. There's no way.
Right? Like, oh, but no, that was good times. And also, I mean, if you want to look at a bunch of hits, look at LFO. I mean, we're in the summer. New Kids on the Block had a bunch of hits.
Yeah.
Oh, here's the funny part about it. People would look at those lyrics like it's so cheesy because Chinese food is sick. But I'm like, you still sing
that was love back then. That was real, like,
Ugh.
They say it's cheesy, so that's what's wrong. They took our cheesy away from us.
But that's the problem. And I think with sports and I think within music and all of pop culture, this is where a lot of the stuff had a lot of meaning to it than compared to what we have nowadays, right?
Yes. Well, let's bring the cheesy back. We should.
Hey, if Justin Timberlake can bring sexy back, we can bring some cheesy back. I like your style.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And do you think that is kind of like a common courtesy in place now? You look at music, like everything is much streaming and YouTube Vivo, and like a song could come out this week and then it could be gone like the next week. Like a lot of stuff doesn't really stand the test of time, right? It kind of just seems everything's kind of like go instead of just like, pacing it out, right?
Slow progress is still progress.
All right, true. Okay, fair enough. See, that's why I like your style too. And I think there has to be a lot of progress that goes into like a lot of, and I'll say this about amazing female talents, including yourself here. Folks, don't sleep on the female talents. Don't sleep on female combative natures and combative sports. There's a lot of people coming up and a lot of the equality is showing. So that's what I think is awesome. And especially just in today's day and age where we're focusing more on the talent as opposed to, mind you, sex appeal and everything goes into it. But there's so many layers that makes an amazing, incredible female talent, right?
Yes, absolutely.
And I gotta say for you, as I see you smiling, I see you exuberating with everything that goes into it. We talk about LFC and the booty shorts and just that overall flyness to it, if you will, the fly no lie of the booty shorts. Now, you're rocking what you got in here, the Britney style that we mentioned earlier in the show. But I gotta say, besides the booty shorts, what was also another trend and style that London Storm had? Because I gotta say, if you could rock this like you're doing now, what else were you kind of rocking back in the day, man? Because I'm curious, your fashion style.
I always wore just like the bodycon dresses, like a lot. But like my early 20s and stuff, I rocked like the Nike sweatpants and the crop tops and like my hat. I always had a hat. Like I just had that like little hip hop 90s style all the time. But I did have that whole like the tight bodycon dress look. And when I went out in the whole like little black school, I don't know. I rock anything that I wear. Honestly, I just like to change it up all the time, and every woman should feel that way. So
see what it is? I also like the hat too as well, because first and foremost, I love the hat look because like you mentioned, 90s hip hop, somebody put on some Mary J. Blige, what's the 411, hun? I got it going on. You put on, yes, whatever you put on. I think it's the style, it's the accessory, but also at the same time, it looks like we talk about subtleties, intricacies, and nuances. If you're wearing like a hat, wearing like a backwards hat, it really just reflects the style. And I think that's what's great about it too, because there's so many styles now. And I mean, if you look at it, like, look at the rappers nowadays, and now everybody has a face tattoo. You know what I'm saying? It's like the face tattoos is galore, and it's just like, all right, you know what I'm saying? But there's nothing can beat like the baggy pants, or remember Chris Cross would jump wearing the friggin' clothes backwards. Like, come on.
Chris Cross. That's what they would.
But that's the thing. That's what's great about so many trends and a lot of things coming back and a lot of the newer stuff. And I think what's great about the sport here, like we talk about cage fighting, LFC, what have you. I think much everything in life, you never stop learning. And I think that's a plus. And especially you're absorbing a lot in this knowledge over here.
you can always educate and learn. There's always something to be learned. You never top it off. That's one thing that someone told me too with my growth process. Always educate yourself. Always learn something new. So you can't learn everything all at once. So I started picking up different things, and it works. And you're more humble when you're more educated. So you really are.
Absolutely. And I mean, for you, I got to ask you, because you did learn some stuff from sessions wrestling, and you're learning more stuff as you get into the cage. So I got to ask you, there's a lot of finishers, as they say, the old, the final boss, if you will. For you, what's like your go-to finisher? Arm bar, a little rear naked choke, or leg bar? What are you thinking, man? Because I mean, there's a lot of systematic dissection, joint manipulation. What are some of the stuff that you put for hold wise?
I usually see. I have my, like, what I call my little Sonya move, where I like twist and wrap my legs around and like grip. But that one hasn't worked out for me too much lately, because a lot of components I've realized they're taller. So like when they have me, like, it's just hard with little strong legs. But my leg grips are pretty wicked. Like, they really are. So I rely on those hardcore. And it just depends on how they get me. You know, once we're rolling down around that mat, I could get up behind you and do a choke hold, or I could have you a leg hold, or you could be having me tap out. So whatever saves my ass in that match that day, probably the move I'm going to use.
I love the element of surprise. I like it. Like, that's awesome. Because here's the thing too. A lot of people always talk about, like, you look at Brock Lesnar in WWE and MMA, he always was big into the Kimura. Like, the Kimura's coming. You got to watch out for the Kimura. Like, if you,
that's what I mean, but people know it's coming. So they're going to,
I know.
So like, if you're putting a different move, you got to learn how to like get yourself out of it. So it's just like, yeah, you got to switch it up. You have to. You can't let them know everything, because that's how I think they figured out my leg lock and my little Sonya twist. Too much self-defense with that weapon. So you got to find a new one.
Hey, sometimes you got to twist them. So I completely understand with the twist. I get it. But no, that's a lot of stuff, especially triangle chokes and arm bars. Like, I can't wait to see you rolling around the mat. I can't wait to see you fighting. So I'm going to say right now, after this particular cage fight, where you're opening up, again, you're the starter. Here it is. Boom, London Storm. So I know you're going to be excited the next time you do this. I'm sure this is going to be something that you want to continue to do. And I think it's going to be awesome, because we see a lot of steel cage fights. We see a lot of cage fighters getting in there. You know what I'm saying? Even putting the mouthpiece in, just going in there, boom, boom, boom. I'm sure a lot of strong style will be incorporated in this bout. So I know you're going to probably keep on keeping on after this one, depending on how it goes. Personally, I hope you win. I really hope you win.
Thank you. But that's my thing, though. I hope I do too, but you always got to go in there. They're stronger than you. Someone's stronger than you. You can't go in like that. But I got some techniques I think I'm going to hold down pretty well. It's 3 1-minute rounds, so I think it'll be all right. But again, I'm just excited for the experience. So at the end of the day, I can't wait. It's something new, exciting, something new for London to show herself as. And hopefully I don't mess up and I don't disappoint anyone. But at the end of the day, I'm just excited and blessed for the opportunity and experience to be able to do this experiment run. So
I gotta say, you're kind of like the Mortal Kombat and the Street Fighter of the cage world. Just hit him with that Hadouken and it's all over, right? You know what I'm saying? Put it out there.
Yeah, that's what I'm afraid is going to come out, and just be like, oh, it's not that street level. Let's go. But no, it's. I'm just excited. There's no other words for it. I keep stuttering with it, but I'm just so.
No, yeah. You're absolutely fine. And first of all, don't apologize for studying. Friggin' rambling man over here. It's a Northeast thing, folks. We like to talk. You can't shut us up. So I mean, that's
it's a curse. It is.
It's a curse. It's so true. I can't even say anything like that because it's so true. Oh man, you got me smiling about that. Yes,
that's how we get along so well. So I mean, we get it. We get it.
We do, and I can't wait to see you get it in the ring. Get on it. Get down on it. Woo! Here we go. But yeah, no, I honestly, I can't wait to see what the future holds for. And I know once that day comes and you get into an LFC ring, I know you're going to kill it, folks. Let's see London Storm get into the LFC. We saw her in the LFC Madnesses last year in the past. It's a year later. She's got a new look. She's got the blonde. She's got the whole 9. That's all I can say about that. You're welcome. Oh my goodness. I love the flares. I like the style. There's an entrance here because we've seen some dances in here. At the last one, Kiera Batar came out. She's being sexy. She's doing dance.
Yeah.
A little fun to it. Yeah.
I'll do some surprise tricks. I will.
All right. Fair enough. I like this. The element of surprise, London Storm. Put that on a tagline. The element of surprise, London Storm. Hello. But no.
Everybody heard that. You said it first.
I know. I got your back. So I will say this, London, before we close this out, first and foremost, I love talking to you. I really do. I'm so glad we got to do this after a year of just everything going on, but we're here and we're now, and I'm so excited we got to do this. We will definitely do a round 3 on me.
Yes, absolutely. And not sooner, not later.
Absolutely. Well, definitely once this cage fighting is done, man, I'm like, God, man, check her out July 29th. She's right on the poster, folks. Cage Fighter London Storm. That's all you need to know. First of all, we're talking about this right on the poster, smack dab on the poster, man.
I know, dude. I got chills talking about it. Like, I'm sorry, but I'm like, I know. I saw that and I was like, I'm on a poster. Like, it was. That's exciting.
You're kind of like, all right, no, you're kind of like the Lonely Island in Akon when they were talking about, I'm on a boat, motherfucker. You're on a poster. Yeah. All right.
And I'll be on that boat, motherfucker. So let's do this.
I like your style. Before we close this out, folks, London, do you have the social media to promote as well? Are you on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook? Where can the people find you?
Okay, so I am doing new pages for my new look. So next, when we come back in after the fight match, those should be all done and settled. I've been slacking, but there's been other things I've been involved in. But you can find London Storm's Facebook, but there's just not much to it yet. So whole new look, whole new ball game, other things being involved. So it's getting there. So
okay, well, I cannot wait to see everything launched up. Next time we have a show, folks, we'll have the social medias so you can follow London Storm on all forums and just watch it with their new look, new mindset, new grind. Get your mind right, get your grind right. Got to keep going like Ice Cube and Crazy Bone until we rich. Oh my goodness. But yes, and if you want to follow LFC, which you should because it's awesome. It's LFC, it's Lingerie Fighting Championship, LFCfights.com, LFC Fights on Twitter, LFC_fights. LFC Fights on the TikTok. To the heart TikTok, you don't stop. I want to sex you up. Somebody put on some Color Me Bad. Check out Fights_LFC on Instagram. Go to the VIP section where you can see the first interview with myself and London Storm. You can check out our first interview on the Roku, LFC Network, Roku TV. I feel like Cooper and Euro Trip. We don't need no water. Let the motherfucker burn. Burn, baby, burn. Yes.
We need to go out soon. We'd have so much fun.
We absolutely would. We would party rock, and it's in the house tonight. We'd be doing like LMFAO and party like a rock star, like it's the Shot Boys over here. There's a reference, folks.
Hangover moment. Yes.
Ma'am. Okay. So follow LFC on all forms of social media. And if you've not already, check out London Storm when the official social medias are launched, because she's going to be doing the damn thing on and on to the break of dawn. And before we close this out, London Storm, do you have any final words for the LFC fans? And do you have any final words coming up to your big bout July 29th in the cage?
To the LFC fans, thank you so much for helping support and grow. And don't forget to always remain positive. And things do turn around. Don't give up. And for the cage fight, I'm just excited. There's no other words for it. I'm just excited. So, yeah.
DMX, God rest his soul, once wrote a song called X Gonna Give It To You. Well, coming July 29th, London Storm gonna give it to you. I see you. I see what you're on.
Isn't that how he did?
What you really want? What you really want? Yes. All you need
Your bark was better than mine. So.
Yes. All you need is the red jacket. Get the dogs with you like it's What's My Name up in here. Yes. Y'all gonna make me lose my mind. Party up in that bitch. Anyway, I digress. Yes. You guys, thank you so much, London, as well, guys.
Thank you.
You're so welcome. Before we close this out, as I always say, I can't stop smiling. It's a beautiful thing. It's infectious, folks. As I always say, life is an art form. We're all applying our crafts. Apply your craft in amazing fashion. But also, as the title of this show, not just the name of it, but my mindset, beauty, strength, and dominance, the three key elements that make women the work of art that they are. And London Storm, I include you in those sentiments. Thank you so much for your time.
You too. Bye.
Fight, fight, fight! Gonna kick some